All right, let's play some baseball. APBA 1967, April 13th. Classic cards, vintage cards. Very exciting. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. And let's roll. Let's use our yellow shaker. You got to use the classic yellow shaker. This one is actually older than, well, this is about the 60s, so it matches with the cards. And here goes. This is going to be a 25, and that'll be an 8. Palmer, by the way, we'll go over the lineups now, is a B, so that's a fly out to center field. Let's do the lineups for the Minnesota Twins versus the Baltimore Orioles in April 13, 1967. This is a replay of last night's game. I fell asleep. I was exhausted, and so I'm going to replay it tonight. I'm going to be awake. It's Tovar in center field, Rich Rollins at third base, Tony Oliva in right field, Harmon Killebrew at first base, Carew at second base, Allison in left field, Earl Batty, the catcher, Zoilo Versailles, the shortstop, and then Dean Chance, the pitcher. That's from Minnesota. For the Baltimore Orioles, it's Aparicio, the shortstop, Paul Blair, the center fielder, Frank Robinson in right field, Brooks Robinson at third base, Boog Powell, the first baseman. Left fielder is Clert Bleffrey, Davey Johnson at second base, Andy Etchebarren, the catcher, and Jim Palmer, the pitcher. Let's quickly add these up, and that's going to be 10, 18, 26, 34, 35. So there'll be a filling column 3, and that's 13, 19, 21, 22, 29, 36, 38. There'll be filling column 2. So a 2 versus a 3. So the advantage fielding wise is to Baltimore, but Minnesota is a pretty tough team. So that's 1 out so far. Tovar flies out to center field. And here's Rich Rollins with a 44, and that is a drive in the gap, and on the run is Blair, and Blair runs it down. 2 out. Tony Oliva, he's a lefty hitter from Pinar del Rio, Cuba. The pitch, and that's a 66. That's going to take us to extra bases, most likely. That's going to be in the gap, unless it gets cut off, and it won't. It's going to go to the wall. Digging for second is Oliva, a 2-out double. Tony Oliva strokes one, gets a hold of a Palmer fastball and drives it in the gap. So he's at second base with 2 outs. And here's a pitch to Harmon Killebrew, and that's going to be, we got to repeat that. That's a foul ball. And a 35 will be a base on balls. So that puts runners on first and second. And up comes Rod Carew. And that's going to be a 54, and that's lifted to right down the line. And over there is, in the corner is Robinson, and Robinson tracks it down. And no runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and we move to the bottom of the first. That was my favorite game. Because I love it, not because it's the best game, but brings me a lot of memories. Luis Aparicio leading off against Dean Chance, another B. Both pitchers are B. That's a 42, and that is a strikeout. So 1 out. Aparicio swings and misses at a slider, low and away. And here's Paul Blair, another right-handed hitter with a 63, and it's lifted to center. Over a few steps is a center fielder, Tovar, and he makes the catch, 2 down. And I haven't been doing this here. Haven't been doing the... I forgot all about that. All right, let's go over there and... there we go. All right, so that was a fly out center field for Tovar. Another fly out, then a double and a walk. Oh, no, I gotta back up. So 2 flyouts, double, walk, and then it's a fly out to right. And then the bottom of the inning, it's a K and an 8, fly out to center. And here comes Frank Robinson, powerful Frank Robinson, and that's a 65, and that's going to be popped up behind the plate, and that is the catcher, and that'll end the inning. So, and foul out to the catcher, And we move to the top of the second inning. Here's Allison, a guy named Bob Allison. He's an outfielder. Good power. And a 64. It's going to be a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. Strikeout for Bob Allison. Batty is up with a 55, and that's going to be a 9, so that's going to be a ground ball and through the left side for base hit. So Batty's on with a single. That's his. That is his XB card. Here's Zorro, they call him, Zoilo Versailles. And it's going to be a 13, which it'll be a base on balls, because Palmer is a W, by the way. So he had a lot of walks. I'm going to be, very conservative with him. Last night I lost track of the score, and he gave up 9 runs. I just forgot to bring in a new pitcher. I was asleep. So here's Dean Chance. He's going to bat. Here's the that's a foul ball. Pull foul. Again, Chance with a 44, and that is going to be a 23. Now I'm going to have to pull the book out. 23. The runners on first and second. What is that going to mean? And they're a B, right? We said, yeah, they were not a B, but a 2 fielding column. 23, and that's going to be ball. Pitcher disputes umpire decision and is ejected from the game. What? Oh my goodness gracious. So we're going to have to pull. So Versailles walked, and then it was the pitcher, and Palmer gets ejected. So now what are we going to do? We have to go to the bullpen. So much for the, let's see what we got here. We got 142, 17, Dillman. All right, we're going to bring in a guy named, I don't even know who I have here, because remember, I don't have all the players, because this is APBA Classic. They only came with 24 players, so I got to see what I have here from Baltimore. You know what, I'd be better off just ignoring that result. I'm going to ignore that result, because not going to play those rare plays right now. I just want to get through this game. So Dean Chance, Palmer almost gets thrown out of the game. And it's going to be a 51, and that's a strikeout. So Chance strikes out. And let's go to the top of the order now. So I put these cards in sleeves to protect them. All right. So Tovar with runners on first and second, 2 out. The pitch from Palmer, that's a 55, and that's an 8. That's going to be an out. So it's going to be a hard hit ground ball to third base. Pull down the line. Nice play. Nice backhand by Robinson. Fires to first, and that retires the side. So excellent play by a 6th third baseman. Not a lot of those. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that, by the way, in my APBA years. So it's a ground ball to third, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the second. I was almost a 66. That's going to be a pop-up to the second baseman. 1 out. Next up is Boog Powell, big first baseman with a 66, and that's going to be second column result. And a 62, which is going to be a deep drive to right field. Back goes Oliva to the track, to the wall, looks up, and that's gone. Home run, 1-0. Baltimore. Solo shot for Boog Powell. Takes his time moving around the bases. And here's Kurt Bleffrey, clank, with a 56, and that'll be a pop-up to short this time. Versailles Versailles on the outfield grass makes the catch. And it's Dave Johnson with a 62, and that's a 37. That will be a foul ball. Again, 34, that's a fly to center. Over. Tovar's got a beat on it, and that retires the side. 1 run. And 1 hit, 1 run, and it's 1-0. We go to so Powell homers. And then it's going to be a pop up to short and a fly out to center. There we go, top of the third. Rich Rollins with a 63, and that's a drive to center, right center field. And chasing it down is Paul Blair. 1 out. A lot of fly outs. I'm rolling a lot of 31s. That's a 36, and that's ball 4. Oliva walks. He's on at first now. Here comes Harmon Killebrew. He's got some power. And that's going to be a deep drive to left center field. Back goes Bleffrey and Blair to the track. They look, and that's gone. 2-1. 2-run shot for Harmon Killebrew. Hit like 50 home runs that season. So the Minnesota Twins have taken back the lead. Or they didn't take it back. They never had it, but they've taken the lead. Here's Rod Carew with a 42, and that's a strikeout. Swings and misses through a fastball. And next is Bob Allison, who struck out in the second inning. And that's a 44, and that is a drive to center field. And on it is Blair. 2 runs on 1 hit, and it's 2-1 Minnesota. So Carew struck out, and then there was a fly out to center. All right, bottom of the third. Andy Etchebarren. And with a 21, that'll be a strikeout. Curveball gets Etchebarren, heads back to the bench. Now it's the pitcher, Palmer, with a 13, and that'll be a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Chance. And here's Luis Aparicio, who struck out. And a 46, and he'll fly out to the opposite field. Oliva and Tovar come together, and it's Oliva who calls him off. And that's 3 up, 3 down. Top of the fourth. That's a 56, and that's a pop-up. Shortstop. Over is Aparicio, and he takes command of that, calls everybody off. All right, here's so that was Batty with an out, and now it's Zoilo Versailles with a 21, and that'll be lifted to left near the line, and right there is Bleffrey. 2 down. Here's a pitcher now, Dean Chance, with a 53, and that's going to be a strikeout. 3 up and 3 down for Palmer. This game is a much better game than yesterday's game. A lot of walks, and here's Luis Aparicio leading off. So Chance strikes out, and that is strikeout number 2, 3, 4. 4 for Palmer. And Chance has 3. And here's Aparicio leading off. No, actually, he made the last out. So it's going to be Paul Blair with a 21, and that'll be a fly ball left field. Drifting over is the left fielder Bob Allison, and he hauls it in for out number 1. Next is Frank Robinson. Robinson fouled out to the catcher. That's a 25, and that's going to be ripped to left for a base hit. So it's a single for Robinson. He's on at first. Here's Brooks Robinson now. And that's going to be a 34, which would be a drive to center field. Backing up a few steps is Tovar. F8. That's 2 down. Here comes Boog Powell, who hit a solo shot. Maybe he can hit another one here. A 22, and that's going to be a with runner on base. Runner on first. That's going to be a ground ball hit hard to the third baseman. Who is that? Rollins picks it up, fires the first, and that retires the side. No runs. One hit. And we go to the top of the... That was Paul with a ground out, third. Go to the top of the fifth. It's 2-1, Minnesota. Here's Tovar with a snake eyes, and that's going to be a second column. So he drives one, gets into one, drives it in the gap. Will anybody get to it? No, and that's going to be one hop off the wall, and it bounds away. It takes a peculiar hop off the wall. And Tovar around second, digging for third. Here's the relay, and he is safe with a leadoff triple. So Tovar gets into one, drives it, and gets a good hop off the wall and allowed him to go from a double to a triple. So we're going to bring the infield in. Here's Rollins with the pitch, and that's a snake eyes. Back-to-back snake eyes. That's not going to... And that's a 55. That's going to be a deep drive to left field down the line. Is it going to stay fair? Hits off the foul pole, home run. And it's going to be 4-1 now, and that's going to be it. We're pulling Palmer here. We didn't do that yesterday, and we regretted it. So 1 and 2, and that's all for Palmer. He's coming out. And we're going to get, let's see who we can grab here. We got Miller, Dillman, Drabowski. Let's see if we can find Miller. Got a guy named Rob Ender. McNally, was he, he's not on there. Oh yeah, he's on there. He's tired. Phoebus, he's in there. We can bring him in. Oh, I need two? No, he was a starter, Phoebus. Stu Miller. We can bring in Stu Miller. He had 48 appearances. So we'll bring in Stu Miller. This game is still close. And he is a Y and a B. He'll be an A for this first batter. So Stu Miller comes in for Palmer. Palmer's done. He went 4 innings. All right, here's going to be, so Rich Rollins homers, makes it 4-1. And here is Tony Oliva with a 53, a 15. The left fielder's a 2. No, the left fielder's a 1. So a 15 on a 1 is going to be a ball that hits off his glove. He clanks it, and digging for second is Oliva. So it's going to be an error on the left fielder. 2-base error on the left fielder, so it's going to be an E+ and a 7. And Oliva's on at second base now, with still nobody out in this inning. Here's Harmon Killebrew. We're going to walk Killebrew, see if we can get a double play out of this situation. We're going to intentionally walk Killebrew. And that's going to bring up Rod Carew. And a 23 will be a 26 with first and second. And a 26 will be a pop-up infield second baseman. 1 down. Infield fly rule on that. And here comes Bob Allison, who has a lot of power as well. And that's a 54. That's going to be a fly out to right field. The right fielder is a 2. So if F on second, who's on second? Oliva. Oliva may be an F. No. Oliva is an F, so he'll tag up and go to third. Oh. That's Oliva. All right. So that's a fly out to right. That's 2 outs. And going to third is Tony Oliva. Let's put Harmon Killebrew back at first. There we go. He's back at first. And here comes Batty. Batty is 1 for 2 today. Using the yellow shaker with a 31, and that's a 36. That's first and third with a 36. Yikes. It could be like a wild pitch or a pass ball or something like that. And they are, he's fielding column 2, 30, what did I say, 30. 31's a 36 on Batty. 36 is going to be runner steals second. Runner steals second, others hold. S on first holds. So I think Killebrew's an S. So he's going to hold. He's not going to steal anything. Yeah, he's an S, so he'll hold. So we're going to roll again. See if we can get out of this inning. And that's a 51, a 38. Jesus. A 38 is going to read. Runner on first steals second. Others hold. So Killebrew's an S. But in this case, he's going to steal a base. So there he goes. And the throw down, not in time. So that misses. Well, there are already 2 outs. The reason we walked him is to try to get a double play. So let's see what happens here. Earl Batty was second and third. So Oliva went to on the fly out. Hold on, I got to back up. Fly out to right, and then runner will advance to third. And now Killebrew will be able to steal. Probably had maybe none or 1 stolen base. Here's Batty, and that's going to be a 46, and it's second and third. It should be a pop-up. 24, it is going to be a high fly to the left side. Third baseman on the outfield grass, Robinson. And that retires the side. So 2 runs come in. They leave a couple on an error. 2 runs on 2 hits, and it's 4-1 now. So let's see if the Oriole offense could get going. Here's Kurt Bleffrey with a 44, and that is going to be a fly ball to center. That'll be 1 out. So Bleffrey flies out to center field, and here's Davey Johnson. Pitch from Dean Chance with a 53, and that's going to be a 19. Third baseman is a 3, so he's a terrible third baseman. So it's a ground ball, and the third baseman boots it, E5. And that will let Johnson onto first base. And here comes Andy Etchebarren. Oh, I thought I had 60. That's going to be a fly. Pop up to left field. Allison racing in. Versailles and Rollins backing up. And who'll get it? And it's Allison. So 2 out. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter for Miller. Miller went an inning for us. And who's it going to be? Let's see. So Etchebarren flies out to left. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. You got a pinch hitter for Stu Miller. It's going to be Snyder, the lefty. I think his name is Russ Snyder. Let me protect him as well. Alright, so here comes Russ Snyder, a hit for the pitcher. Pitch from Chance, and that's going to be a strikeout. The runner on first at 25 should be a strikeout. And it is. Oh, no, it's not. 25 will be a bouncer to second, and he flips to short, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left. And we move to the top of, that was Snyder with a 4-6. We move to the top of the 6th inning, 4-1. Minnesota, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Baltimore, 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. We're going to get a new pitcher for Baltimore. Let me see. See if we can bring in Bunker. Yeah, we'll bring in Bunker. Oh no, he's got 2 stars. He's going to pitch. Let's see who else I got. Nally, Phoebus, Trabowski, Watt. Watt is there. He'll come in. So Watt will pitch now. And he's an A and an X. All right. He's going to pitch to Versailles. And that's a 53, a 19. And he's a 6th third baseman. I don't know if he's going to make an error here. he will, because with 2 outs he won't. But with so it's going to be a ground ball, and the greatest third baseman in the world boots it. So Versailles is on at first on an E5. And here's going to be the pitcher Chance. Chance is going to bunt. 46, that's a strike. 2 strikes on the batter. He's going to bunt again, and the 45 will be a ball, I believe. Let's get that chart. Let's see a 13 and a 14 on a sacrifice bunt chart. 13 will be a foul strike. A 14, unless the pitcher has a Z, and the pitcher does not have a Z, so that's going to be a base on balls. There's a walk to Chance. Puts runners on first and second here in the top of the 6th. And Tovar is gonna bunt. And that's a 24, 32. That'll be a good bunt. First and second, 32, and that'll be he bunts it to the third baseman who charges, fires the first, and in time. So now we got runners on second and third. For Rollins, and we're going to get it. Do we want to face Oliva? Probably not. So now second and third, he lays down a perfect bunt, moves runners over, and we're still in the top of the 6th. This game is still within reach. It's only 4-1. Well, now second and third. This is where the genius strategist has to come out. So we walk Rollins. We're facing Oliva and Killebrew. We don't want to do that. Probably bring the infield in at this point and just deal with Rollins, and then we'll see what we're going to do. Oh, that's a foul ball. Pull down the line, foul. Hit it hard. That's going to be a 43 and a 29 with second and third. Fielding column B. Fielding column B, and it's going to say ball hit right back to the pitcher. Everybody's going to hold their ground. So that's a big, that's a godsend. So Tovar bunted, and I got rid of that by accident. So it's going to be a ground ball right back to 1. And Watt handles it. And everybody's going to hold. Looks the runner back to third. And fires the first. Here's Tony Oliva. And I have no choice but to face him, because I'm not going to face Killebrew. Here's the pitch to Oliva, and that's a 65, which was second and third will be a 35, and that's a pop-up. Foul ground, first base side, and right there is going to be Boog Powell to make the catch to retire the side. So no runs come in on a walk and an error. So it's an FO3 on that one. They got out of that one by the skin of their teeth. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Let's see if the Orioles, with the top of the order, can get something going here against Chance. That's going to be a 36, and that is popped up. Second baseman, Davy Johnson. Second baseman, Rod Carew makes the catch, 1 down. Oh, that's a foul ball from off the bat of Blair, straight back. And it's a 66, and that's going to be extra bases at least with a 41. That's going to be 1 hop off the wall. Digging for second is Blair, and slides in under the tag with a double. And here comes Frank Robinson. And a 44. That's going to be a 7. The run will score here. Pretty sure, because he's only a B pitcher. So on the B pitcher, and that's a 7. That's a single to right, and they will wave Blair around to score. 4-2 game now. RBI single for Frank Robinson. He's 2 for 3. And next up is Brooks Robinson, who also has some power. And a 42 will be a strikeout. So he swings and misses at a curveball. heads back to the bench. 2 out. And here comes Powell. Powell with a lot of power, hit a solo home run. Oh, that's foul back. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Oh, I thought that was going to be a 60. That's a 35 and a 35 with a runner on first. It's just going to be a pop of some kind. And that'll be a pop-up behind the plate, foul territory. Rushing back towards the seats is the catcher Batty, and Batty comes up with it, FO2, and that'll retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Excellent game, 4-2 right now. Now I may have to pull Chance. Once Chance gets 3 times around the order, I may have to pull him. We'll see. We'll feel it out. But it's going to be Killebrew facing Watt. Watt's an A pitcher, so he's like the best. And that's going to be ripped to short. And shortstop Aparicio guns it to first in time. Plenty of time to get the slow-footed Killebrew. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Here's Rod Carew with a 44, and that is a 7. That's line and base hit. Single for Carew. A rope to right, and he's on at first. Here's Allison with good power. That's going to be a 31, a 14, and that'll be ball 4. So Allison walks. Pitching coach is going to go out and talk to Watt here, who's struggling a little bit. He struggled in the previous inning with a walk. And then now he's given up another walk and a single. So first and second and Batty. You want to scores 4-2. You want to keep it that way. Here's a pitch, and that's a 53. Oh, jeez. Doctor didn't want that. Doctor didn't order that, but Aparicio's a 9, so you may get really lucky here with first and second. He's in like a fielding 1. It's a single through short. Runner advances 2 bases. S on first. Is Allison S? No. So that's going to be a base hit. Run scores, and the other runner will go to third. It's going to be first and third, and he picks up an RBI. So ground ball past the diving Brooks Robinson. And that'll allow runners to move up 2 bases. 1 will score. It's 5-2 now. And, Jesus. That's all I can tell you. All right, so Batty singles home a run, and he's 2 for 4 today. Here's Versailles. And it's 1 first and third, so we're going to play the corners in and the middle halfway for a double play, and that's going to be a 61. That is ripped to short. This may be a double play ball. First and third, 24, and that is going to be a hard hit ball right at the shortstop. No, 24 right at the second baseman, who goes to short for 1, back to first, double play. 4-6-3 double play. Huge defensive play. 1 run on 2 hits and 2 left. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. So Versailles rips 1, but right at the second baseman, and he turns a 4-6-3 double play. So first and third, even there would have been a double play as well. Yep. All right. So here's Bleffrey. And here's a pitch from Chance with a 64, and he swings and misses at a ball in the dirt. Bleffrey's angry with himself. Chased after that one. And 36, and that's popped up. And that's going to be second base, calling for it. 2 down. And up comes Andy Etchebarren with a 61, and that is slow roller to shortstop. Charging his Versailles, fires and gets his man. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the top of the 8th. Yeah, I believe I brought him in here. So he came in here, Watt. And we're in the top of the 8th. We're going to let Watt go one more inning. And who's going to start us off? It's the pitcher, Dean Chance, with a 14, and it's popped up left field. Easy out for Bleffrey. 1 away. Tovar. That's a 5-4, and that is down the line to right field. It goes the opposite way with it. And Frank Robinson gets it. That's 2 down. Oh, that should be a 9, not a 7. My fault. And 2 out. And here's Rich Rollins, who's got a homer. He's 1 for 4 today. A 53, another 53. And this is going to be a bounce to the second. Bounce to the second, and Davy Johnson boots it. So it's an E4. Another error here. Had a bunch of errors in this game. Got 1 there, 2. 2 errors for the Orioles and 1 error for the Twins. So it's an E4. Score is 5-2, Minnesota. Tony will leave up next. Here's a pitch, and that's a 44 and an 8. Will under an A pitcher with a runner on first. Will be a ground ball to the first baseman, who flips to Watt covering, and that retires the side. 3-1. They leave 1. And no runs, no hits, so an error and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. So we're going to get a pinch hitter now. Let's see who's going to pinch hit for Watt. Let's see what I got here. I have to look. I have Haney. I got Mark Belanger. I got a couple other pitchers I could use. Dave May, is he available? No, he's not here yet. Sam Bowens. We got a pinch hit. So before we had, who did we have? We had Snyder. That was in the bottom of the 5th. Now we're going to have, bottom of the 8th, we're going to have Bowens. And here goes. Here's the pitch from Chance. That's going to be a snake eyes, and that's going to be a drive in the gap. And that's going to make it all the way to the wall. Digging for second is Bowens. He's in there with a leadoff double. So Bowens comes through and leads off with a base hit, a 2-bagger. And here's Aparicio. And that's going to be a 16, a 28 with a runner on second. The shortstop is, what number is he? He is an 8. With a runner on second. 28 is going to be a runner holds. He's going to look the runner back to second. And that's 1 down. Here comes Paul Blair, known as Motor Mouth according to the APBA cards. That's going to be a 42, and that's ball 4, so he walks. That puts runners on first and second. The tying run is at the plate now. Tying run is at the plate. Here comes Frank Robinson. And and that's going to be a deep drive to center field. Tovar backing up on the track and hauls it in. Nobody's going to advance here. We're going to play it safe. We're down by 3. So 2 out, and here comes another power hitter, Brooks Robinson. Pitch from Chance, and that ball is going to be a 21. That's lifted to deep left field down the line. Allison makes the catch, and that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And we go to the top of the 9th. APBA gives you a fun ball game, so I'm having a blast here playing 1967 classic cards. So Harmon Killebrew is going to lead off. We're going to need a new pitcher. Let's see who we got here. Fisher's going to come in. Going to bring in Fisher. I saw his card somewhere here. We'll protect Fisher. Eddie Fisher. That is the 4th pitcher that I've used in 1967. He'll be a C, a Y, and a Z. All right, we'll try to remember all that. Here's Killebrew. Killebrew with a 36, and that'll be a strikeout. Killebrew downswinging. Next up is Rod Carew. Carew today's 1 for 4, scored a run and singled, 24, and checks his swing. They check with the third base umpire, rings him up, and Carew doesn't like it, shaking his head as he heads back to the bench. 2 out. And here's Bob Allison with a 52, and that is a ground ball to third. Robinson fires to first, and that retires the side. So 3 up, 3 down. Last licks for the Orioles. So if you're an Oriole fan, you better get your rally cap going here. Here's Boog Powell. Much better game today. It's 5-2. Yesterday's game was a shutout, I believe, like a 9-0 shutout, or 9-1 or something like that. Here's Boog Powell leading it off. He's a lefty hitter with a 32, and that's bounced to second base. Carew throws out Powell with plenty of time. Next up is Kurt Bleffrey. Clank is his nickname. Love that nickname. That's a 35. That's ball 4. So runners on. Tying run is on deck. Batting now is Davey Johnson. On deck is Andy Etchebarren. Here's the pitch, and that's a 64. And check swing. They check with the first base umpire, and he rings them up. So that's payback. 2 out. Baltimore's down to the last out. Here's Andy Etchebarren. Pitch from Chance. That's a 44, and that is going to be with a runner on first. He's a B pitcher. That's the ball hit to third base. Throw to first on target, and that's the ball game. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. And Etchebarren grounds out to end the game. So that was a blast. Minnesota versus Baltimore 1967 using the classic vintage cards with the XBs. The win is going to go to Chance. He's 1-0. The loss goes to Jim Palmer. And let's look at it's 5-7-1. Say 5-7-1. I'll have to write this one up. 5-7-1 and 2-5-3. So they did have 3 errors. 1 there. Here's another one. I didn't circle it. That's why I try to circle my errors. I felt like there was more errors than that. So Palmer loss 0-1, and the victory, the win goes to Chance 1-0. All right, guys, this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. I hope you enjoyed the presentation of APBA 1967, the classic game, invented in the 40s, released in the early 50s by Dick Seitz. And it was based on the national pastime. He just, Seitz added some pitching to it. Just has really 3 categories, really, if you want to be. It's got an A, a B, and a C category. The D is just your basically your league average in batting, because you just go off the boards. Like, the D has no effect. No, it doesn't change anything. So anyway, join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group, the Facebook group for guys that don't like Facebook groups. I promise you, you'll like this one. And I wish you guys the best, and keep having fun, keep rolling, because we know time runs out. I will see you guys soon. Take care now.